Heyo and welcome to episode 0, our season premiere of Build and Battle Season 5. In this Manor Lords Let's Play, we're building a beautiful city of Namalia, but it's not just about bricks and beauty. As the seasons turn, we'll be fighting to survive brutal winters, failed harvest, and food shortages, all while keeping our people from turning on each other in desperation. Can we hold the settlement together, or will it all crumble from within? Today, we're going to focus on our pre-game setup and the settings we'll be playing on, surveying the map, and creating a rough outline of what our first settlement will be. In this particular season, I'm planning on expanding Namalia across all the territories on our map, trying our best to use the pack stations and trade to our advantage. So you excited to build Namalia? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment to appease the almighty algorithm. If you can't wait to see the new season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't miss out on our channel merchandise linked in the description below. So let's start by changing our name and selecting our character. Honestly, per the usual, I will just keep to the name Lady Nama, and we'll keep the same green-dressed character portrait. Alright, let's talk about the coat of arms. I'll admit, it turned out a bit on the fancy side, maybe even a little bit girly, but hey, it works for the vibe I'm going for. The purple, that's all about royalty and wealth, and the flower in the middle, yeah, let's call that the symbol of beauty, or at least that's the story I'm going to stick with. Honestly, I just love one big central symbol and letting the geometric patterns and background do the rest. We did something similar with the fish in Season 4, the tree in Season 3, and honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, the squirrel in Season 1 also. Now let's talk settings. Honestly, I'm going for a super chill, laid-back build this season. A nice, easy rise to prosperity. Nothing too sweaty, just something we can all kick back and enjoy together, especially as we roll into the busy holiday season. So, we're gonna leave the end goal at endless, the map adversary off. I'm going to leave the raider frequency, bandit camps, and random bandit camp spawn limit also off. I was going to do summer, now I'm thinking spring, because again, I'm being a little lazy. Starting supplies will be double. Actually, I think that's why I did summer. I'm remembering everything again. So royal tax I was going to leave off, but now I'm debating putting it on. The tax doesn't do anything right now. We could still get a tithe because I want to expand across all the other regions of the High Peaks map, but we'll leave it at normal. Right now it's kind of a useless mechanic while we're in early access, but who knows? Maybe we will get an update and it will become useful. Well, at least challenging. Residential requirements, I'm going to leave at demanding. I just want to test it out. Worst case, we fail. Food spoilage, I'm going to leave at double rate. Approval, I'm going to put at medium penalty, and well placement, I will put at underground water. Weather events, I want difficult. I haven't really tried this yet, but I thought it could be really fun. Droughts may happen in the summers, thunderstrikes cause fires, and rain instantly damages exposed supplies. I mean, part of me feels like this just really justifies me building a boatload of logistic buildings because I have a tendency to do that, but now it'll be useful. And of course, we will be on the High Peaks map. So if you have been following the channel for some time, you know that this was a part of our poll recently when we were deciding whether we wanted to expand on Season 4 or start Season 5 on a new map. This is the last map we have not done a build on yet, at least from what's available. So we will go with High Peaks, and again, maybe we'll have an update for Season 6. So yeah, I think that just about wraps up everything as far as game setup goes. Let's jump on in and see what we get for our first territory. Alrighty everyone, we've got our map, so let's break down each territory starting from the left and moving right. First up, Albrook. Personally, I think this one's going to be a very solid pick. It's got a rich salt deposit, which I love because it means we can crank out sausages without stressing about running out of resources. There's also a decent clay deposit, handy for upgrading those level 3 burgage plots. And beyond that, it's mostly useful for regional income through exports. Now, as for fertility, yeah, it's kind of meh. Not the best, but honestly, we'll treat this more as a mining colony, and by the time we've got our people up there and actually have taken that territory, everything will be just fine. We'll be a very established settlement at that point, so yeah, it'll be just fine. Next up, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this one. Honestly, I don't know how to pronounce that one. But anyway, this spot is perfect for a manor house, and you already know how much I love building manor houses on top of cliffs. This one's no different. We can wall off a nice weapon and stone supply zone, and honestly, I'm kind of regretting not actually having bandits or a baron to test out our defenses against. But hey, we'll just export our top tier weapons to off-map allies and let them deal with the troublemakers. Hopefully, we'll get some manor house upgrades soon, so fingers crossed for castles. I mean, they're literally in the game artwork, so eventually, right? Fertility here is mediocre, and the wild game, clay, and fishing grounds aren't bad either. I'm thinking of dropping 2 trade posts here and turning this into our thick urban core. But what do you guys think? Should this be our main city district, or do you have another spot in mind? All right, on to Earhart. The fertility here is absolutely top tier. So this is 100% going to be our farming colony, mainly because, let's be real, we don't have many other options when it's coming to good farmland. Beyond that though, the district doesn't have a ton going for it. I'll probably drain the iron, stone, and clay mines and then delete all the buildings tied to them, except for the clay. That one's kind of worth keeping since we still use the deep mining perk even after it's depleted, just in case we need a backup. I'll leave the berries and wild game alone too, mostly for aesthetics since they're renewable. Other than that, it's full send on to the farmlands. That brings us to our starting territory, Linek, which we'll be renaming to South Namalia. I think this area has a lot of potential for a quaint little village build. We've got rich wild game and fish along with deposits of clay, salt, and stone. I'll probably end up depleting the clay, salt, and stone early on since once they're gone, there's not much. Honestly, there's no reason to keep the infrastructure around. I'm planning to set up 2 trading posts, one near the edge of the map for trading with off-map allies, and another later in the season to handle a trade between our own territories. Next up, let's talk about the development point plan for South Namalia. This is a tentative setup, and I'd love to hear what you think down in the comments. Since we've got a rich pond and solid hunting ground, I'm leaning towards making this our main foraging territory. Right now, I believe we get 6 development points per region, so here's the plan so far. We'll go with trapping and advanced skinning, advanced pond keeping, and beekeeping. That leaves us with 2 points to play with, and that's where you come in. Drop your suggestions in the comments and I'll collect them. Maybe we'll even run a vote as we move deeper into Season 5. We already talked about the manor house location, and honestly, I still think it's the best spot. That high cliffside gives us some beautiful cinematic shots, which you know I'm all about, and it just honestly makes sense strategically too. With rich stone and iron deposits right nearby, it's honestly the perfect spot. All right, let's wrap up today's episode by laying down our first roadways here in South Namalia. That way, we'll be ready to jump straight into building when episode 1 kicks off. If you're a Channel 3 member, it's already live and ready for you to watch right now. For everyone else, it goes public tomorrow, September 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss it. Alrighty, everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't forget to check out our channel merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.